Buenos días chicos, ¿cómo estáis? Ok, vamos a ver los tiempos progresivos. Es un repasito de gramática. It's not very difficult, it's very simple, and the only thing I want you to do is 2 activities today, okay, from the book. I want you to pay attention because I want you to do only 2 activities, but I want you to force yourselves to, go above and beyond and try to use all the verbs that I'm gonna be showing you. And I want you to use actually the reflexive pronouns and maybe a direct object pronoun if you can. So force yourselves because, guys, you're in Spanish for ACP. Some people next year are not going to take Spanish. Let's finish with a bang and let's finish good and force yourselves to use these pronouns. And work with them. They're not that difficult. This is just something that you've seen many times. So what is this ing? It's just like it's this English. Your English ing is this the gerund, okay? And the way we conjugate it, and you know this really well, is ando for AR verbs like comprar, hablar. You get rid of the AR and you just put ando. And then same thing for ER and IR verbs, right? You put yendo. So you get rid of ER, you get rid of IR, and you put yendo, okay? Okay, what happens with those funky verbs like leer, oír, and traer? What are they different? What are they different? They're different because, as you can see, there is an ER, right? IR, ER. But then there is una vocal, A, O, E. When you see something like that, you know that you have to put the Y. Leyendo, oyendo, trayendo. And that is just because they want you to pronounce this that way. Okay. This is what I was talking about. Use the reflexives, use the direct object pronouns, because they're always going to go attached at the end in the progressive, okay? So if you have a verb like bañarse, I hope you're washing yourselves, guys, taking showers. O levantarse, what time are you getting up these days? Levantarse. They're reflexive, right? Right, guys? So what are you going to be doing? Okay. Bañar, chop off the AR. Bañando, okay? But then you have to attach the se at the end. Needless to say, you know the pronouns. Mete se, okay? No so se. Or if you're doing the objeto directo, mete you're going to see the la, lo, or los, las, right? So, bañándose. But if I'm saying I'm washing myself, bañándome. Or if you're saying yourself, like bañándote, tú. So don't always put se here. Okay, and the infinitives that end in AR, they're always regular, so you don't have to worry about that. What's going on with these irregular verbs like decir, venir, poder, and all of the ones that they change, they have root changes like pedir. You know that pedir is not going to be pediendo. It's going to be pidiendo, and seguir siguiendo, and dormir durmiendo. It goes from O to U. And then decir, venir, and poder, just like they're saying here, they change, right? Decir diciendo, venir viniendo, poder pudiendo. When you do those activities, put yourselves to use these verbs, guys, because they're the most difficult ones, and then I know that you're trying, that you're not going for the easy verbs. Okay. Another thing I wanted to tell you is that the gerund usually works as an adverb, and you do this a lot. We don't really use the gerund a lot when we're talking or when we're doing writing sentences, but sometimes we use it. Okay, comiendo rápido me lleno. Sometimes you love writing a gerund, like an adverb at the beginning of a sentence. We hardly ever do that. So I just want you to see these examples in context. Comiendo rápido me lleno. Okay, eating fast, I get full. But typically we don't start a sentence like comiendo rápido, eating. We don't use those like you do them at the beginning of a sentence. La veo bailando todos los días. This is a more typical one to do. Like, oh, I see her dancing every day. Or same as this one, corriendo pierdo peso. Okay, corriendo pierdo peso. Yeah, running, I lose weight. But again, you're gonna see this more in present and past progressive, not like as an adverb. Anyhow, let's take a look at how to conjugate this. Very simple. You see that we have estar, estoy, estás, está. Don't forget the accents. Estamos, estáis, están. And then you have to add the gerund. What happens that you saw last year? You also saw these two verbs, andar, seguir. What do they mean? Andar means to go, actually means to walk, but it literally means to go around doing something. Sometimes it's a little bit negative connotation, but same thing. We're going to see some example. Andar, seguir. What does that mean, seguir? Seguir literally means also to continue doing something. Like, seguimos estando en casa, right? We continue being at home, most of us. Let's take a look at some examples from the book, actually. Estoy viendo el noticiero en español. This is just your present progressive. Estar. And then the ando yendo, viendo. José anda haciendo entrevistas. Anda haciendo. He goes around doing some interviews. And then, seguimos vendiendo el coche de mi hermana. We keep selling my sister's car. Okay. Now, this is the past progressive. Super simple. It's actually conjugated the same way. You have your estar, andar en seguir, but now it's going to be in the past. When do we use this versus when do we use the present progressive? Well, the present progressive is for actions that we're doing in the present, and the past progressive for things that they were happening in the past. And this whole chapter 10 that we're saying now is talking about things like what were you doing when 9/11 happened, or where were you when I called you? Okay, things and events that happened in the past. So take a look at the start. It's very simple. It's the imperfect tense. Estaba, estabas, estaba, estábamos, estabais, estaban. And then you put the gerund. Same thing, guys, with andar en seguir. Okay, I'm putting this PowerPoint there so you can, if you need to know these verbs, andar and seguir, you're gonna see them there. Okay, so you can really like pay attention to how to conjugate. And then of course your gerund. Let me give you some examples. Estaba viendo el noticiero cuando Elena llamó. So these sentences now have become a little bit longer. Why? Because I was watching the news. Typically you want to say when you call me, or when she called me, or when I got interrupted by my mother. Okay, same thing with this second one. Victoria seguía llegando tarde, aunque al jefe no le gustaba. So Victoria was still arriving late to work, even though her boss was not very happy. And then the last one, it's ¿andabas haciendo entrevistas? Were you going around interviewing or making interviews? So go ahead, do those couple of activities from the book. They're very simple, and just try your best, guys. There's only activity 11 and 12. And when they ask you, ¿qué andaba haciendo tu mejor amiga o amigo? ¿Qué estaba diciendo tu profesor cuando entraste hoy en clase? Actually, you weren't in class today, but maybe when you were watching this video. ¿Sigues practicando los deportes que practicabas de niño? All those questions, I want you to put your best effort and try to use the present if they ask you with the present, and the past when they are asking you in the past. And please use the verbs that they are asking you with. Don't always use estar. I know that you know how to use estar. Estar is very simple, and you know how to conjugate it in the present and in the past, but force yourselves to use andar en seguir. And then you're going to have in activity 12 those pictures. So, something happened. An earthquake, el terremoto. There's an earthquake happening. And these people were doing some things. What were they doing? Now, force yourselves, like I told you, to use all of this, like reflexive and direct object, pronouns, and these irregular verbs when you're looking at those pictures. Take a minute to look at the pictures, see what Carmen, Lola, Sebastián, Susana, yo, y Melissa, what were they doing when the earthquake happened, okay? And you can finish the sentences all with cuando ocurrió el terremoto. But give me some really cool sentences and make them funny. Make me laugh. Have a great day, guys. Enjoy the present and past progressive. Love you. Os quiero muchísimo, chicos.